Hey guys, I I didn't even check to see if like the audio was working. Should probably check that. Let me see. Okay, yeah, it works. Today we are taking a look. Sorry, my kitten just used his litter box. It's very distracting whenever I try to stream. Today we are taking a look at a Incel documentary. The Incel documentary is called. You okay? Someone has the zoomies. The Incel documentary is called Shy Boys IRL. It came out in 2011, and it's something that I've looked on stream once before, but I didn't really have um, anyone. Like, I think I had like one or two people come in. It was like whenever I first started my channel, so no one really knew who I was. I think it was, I want to say July, like the first July. Um, and I just didn't feel like streaming Jordan that day for some reason. But like, I mean, if we're being honest, like, considering the people that I take a look at, like, taking a look at incels on stream is really not that much of a detour, I suppose. Um, I think it's pretty in line with what we're used to. Because I'll be honest, I think the only person who has actually that I've taken a look at on this channel who has actually probably had sex like the whole time I've had this channel is probably Kennedy because you know, she's always pregnant, so that's why. Um, yeah, so this is my third time watching this. Last time I went into, last time I said that, last time I found this, documentary like a few years ago, or a few years before I started my channel, and I thought it was like I thought it was really funny, and I really wanted a YouTube channel to like react to it, but I didn't have one at the time, so yeah. Something to also keep in mind about this documentary is that it is before just gonna go ahead and put this up to 3:30. It is before like all of like the well, actually I don't know if I'm allowed to say his name. You know, the king of the incels. It was before all that. That was 2014. This is 2011, so some things have changed, but since then, of course, but these are like the people who defended him. And I guarantee the Bachelor on screen right now, Advanced, was probably one of his biggest defenders, at least on that website. In fact, I know um he used I know that guy used 4chan, but I believe he used the exact like website that they're making a documentary about because it's more about the website itself, I guess. I think there was a website called like Love Shy or some shit. I think it's still up. It was because last time I tried streaming about it, like I was gonna like take a look and see like what was like going on, but you needed an account, so I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. So I didn't get to take a look at that. Hey, Pussy Destroyer. I agree. So let me just get this up on screen. So basically, Um, yeah, that's really all the background I can get into. I guess like I can go into like a little bit of my sort of background with these type of individuals. I don't know if I really talked to like incels, but there was this one guy who was interested in me. And like I knew about like this I knew what 4chan was, like just through like the king of the incels. Um and he was like always defending like 4chan, and I'm like, isn't it just like an incel website? And he's like, no, 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 it's cool, it's cool. After like my relationship, which never really started, with him, I can honestly say that I still feel the same way about 4chan. And I've never used it, but I still feel like it's an incel website because he didn't give it a good name. Or he didn't change my opinion on the website. Or at least the website's users. Blessings, Stone Day. With that said, I think I'm ready to get started. Um, but as far as like my own sort of, I guess one last thing. I would never say that I was actually like an incel, but I was definitely like a doomer at one point, like before starting this channel. I just didn't really see like a point in anything. I don't feel that way. Like I worked on myself, and I feel like a lot of these, like I feel like the biggest advice you could give to someone like this, like if you have like a friend or something who you see like going down this path, I feel like the biggest advice you could just give them is just to work on themselves. Um, I don't know a lot about dating in terms of like the sort of man from the man's point of view. And I know that like from dipping my toes into it like before coming out as trans, like I know that it's definitely harder. But I wonder, but I've always wondered, and I do still kind of wonder, like, is that just me, or is it just harder that way in general, or am I just attractive now? Like, you know what I mean? I'm not even trying to like give myself an ego. I'm just like, because like, and I don't want to put like my friends' personal information out there, but I do have a few friends, guy friends, who do struggle in like the dating scene, and like they sort of come to me to advice because like I'm engaged, and I don't really know really what to tell them other than like I don't know, just work on yourself. Like I feel like relationships will come like after you work on yourself, more people will be interested. Like I feel like a lot of people in general um are worried more, and maybe this is just like a guy thing. I feel like a lot of guys like are worried about like getting in a relationship, and I feel like there is like a lot of societal pressures. I'm sorry, I have a lot of opinions about this apparently. Um, for men to have a relationship with a girl, but I don't feel like that's the most important thing. And hello, Tickle P. I feel like the most important thing is just to work on yourself. I have one other advice for incels, but I'll wait until we get started.
I think it's gonna happen eventually, and I'm just frustrated that it hasn't happened yet.
I've never kissed a girl. I haven't gotten anything.
Losing it at 17 and then going like 10 years before doing it again, I think that's pretty, that's not normal.
I didn't know what the term incel meant until I was 20 or 21, but I knew the concept. I mean, you're a guy, you can't get a girl. It's pretty simple.
I feel like I scammed you into filming me. Like, why would anyone want to film my life? It's so boring. I'd like to drive around or walk around and just take pictures of, like, just anything. One thing I'm not a fan of is just...
I will say too, if anyone has improved, like, and that's why I preference this was a 2011 documentary. If anyone has improved their life, I hope it's him, because like he is like the only one like worth rooting for in this entire like documentary. Like everyone else is fucking awful.
Going out and meeting new people, I kind of despise that. I don't know about how the term love shy is a great term or anything, but it does describe a specific problem that I think there isn't any other term for. He usually doesn't see very many people coming through here. I don't like see these people, other love shy males in my real life that often. And even if I did, I mean, even if I could relate to their situation, it would be like, then what?
What do you have to offer a woman?
This is my favorite. I'm Advanced is so fucking funny. He's such a piece of shit too. But no, but like I said, Michael, I hope that has had some has had some improvement. And honestly, like he wouldn't even look that bad. Like he just needs to work on, like he's got a few pimples. He just needs to work on his skin, maybe like a different haircut, maybe change up his clothing, and like I don't know, he should be fine.
As of now, nothing. I don't have a job, I am ugly, so my value right now is 0.
Have you approached many women?
Oh, many.
And what was the result?
Rejection 100% of the time. I would start talking to a girl, and immediately she would give me fuck off signals. She would, pull out her cell phone, just start texting her friends, and just hope I would go away. I don't approach that much anymore because, I've had over 1,000 rejections in real life, 2,000 rejections online, so that's 3,000 rejections total.
Did you count in real life?
I'm approximating, that's not a real word, we're redoing that. Ask a question again. I aim as low as possible. I aim for obese women, ugly women, ideally ugly and obese. I aim for the bottom of the barrel because, I realize that I'm ugly. Pretty boys get women, like your sound guy. And just turn it to him, he's like, yeah. Turn to him.
So, like, he's like saying like these women are ugly and like they're the bottom of the barrel. Like, it does make me wonder, like, if that's how he feels like inside, like, what does he say out loud? Because surely he's not like, hey, you're ugly too. Hey, you're ugly, I'm ugly. Want to go be ugly together or whatever. But I wouldn't put it past him.
See, he gets women because, I knew the moment I looked at him that he's not incel. I'm jealous.
Alright, this is GenericCon. It is, in fact, a generic convention.
It's the only time during the year when I can totally geek out and nobody notices.
Have either of you heard of love shyness before this?
Actually, I haven't. be perfectly honest, I had no idea.
When I was in high school, I wasn't the most.
Okay, so the guy with like the guy that looks like a Channel Awesome guy with like the pirate hat and shit is not the incel. Like that surprises me. I thought they both were. But see, like it just goes to show like appearances and everything.
Popular guy until the end of the years, and at that point, no girls really were interested in me. In college, I spent 2 years in a 2-year school where nobody really hung out, and by the time I went into the 4-year school, everybody had hooked up. And then the job came. I started the same day as a girl that I really wasn't interested in. 3 months in, I started to get interested in her, and she was interested in me. Except when I got interested in her, she stopped being interested in me. And because of this whole lack of experience and naivete, I spent the next year and a half pining for her, unknowingly. And then after that, I just kind of went with the flow, and whatever happened, happened, so.
I mean, if the girl was interested in you, why would she reject? Like, how would you know she was interested in you? Like, these are people who haven't ever had like a lot of them haven't even had like a first kiss. Like, how would they? That's what makes no sense to me. Like, a lot of these incels think they know like women like really well, but like, a yee boy. Shout out to all the yee boys out there. Um, yeah, but a lot of these incels feel like they know women, but like they've never had experience. Like they're not around women. Like, I don't know.
Oh, we're getting into the forum now.
It's a place to vent. I mean, it's just a place to socialize with other incels who suffer from the same problem I do.
It's a place where, people go put things that are like completely hidden from most other places. There's a lot of negative emotions that you can see there. There's a lot of depression, a lot of anger, a lot of hopelessness. I think the general consensus, though, is that the posters who are more controversial don't really fall under the love shy umbrella. Like, they would fall under something called incel.
The two terms aren't synonymous. Occasionally you can have a guy that isn't ugly and might not be able to get girls because, he just never approaches.
They almost like they're the opposite of love shy, whereas like they approach all kinds of women and always get rejected.
There are just so many different personalities on there, and a lot of the times our personalities collide. That's why there's so many flame wars, but it's all in good humor most of the time.
For a supposed support forum, it tends to sometimes have the opposite effect.
All I'm saying, I'm not trying to be homophobic here, but all I'm saying is a website full of men naming something flame war. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Effect more than it probably should, I think. In the bathroom, didn't know what to do.
Just do this.
PUA is using certain body languages, certain dress fashion.
Alright, so here's Joran. I believe this is the pickup artist guy. And I apologize for, like, spoiling, but as I said, this is my third time watching it, so. And I also apologize for my Wings of Redemption chair. I guess my fiance broke it. So that's no fun.
Fashion senses and certain words to basically seduce a woman.
How long have you been training as PUA?
Couple months now.
Do you want to explain any terminology they have?
All right. Well, when two pickup artists go out into the field looking for women, the terminology used is sarging.
If guys are into it just because they want to improve themselves or whatever, and they're using this as their like motivation or whatever, I think that's fine. But it's when you get all obsessed with it that I think it gets ridiculous.
Every day is a sarge for me.
The way I see it, you gotta be yourself on dates because that's what you're gonna end up with anyways. So, picking up artists, it's all a
But
scam.
how are you going to know what you want if you don't know who you
I would say that PUA is analogous to get-rich-quick schemes. You see, with get-rich-quick schemes, they promise you the moon and the sun. They promise that you can...
Take it slower, you know?
No, I gotta talk fast.
You gotta talk fast?
Yes, I have to come off as intelligent as possible. This is an ego thing with me.
But people can talk slowly and still be intelligent.
No.
I believe that a military-style PUA camp should be created for these guys that you term as you've used the term incels or involuntary
Is that why Ben Shapiro talks fast?
celibates. So my plan for PUA camp would be similar to how they do initiation night at the Citadel. I would have all the incels and love shies all basically.
Please tell me he actually drew this. This is like Chris Chan level. Like, look at this shit. What the fuck?
Huddled in like cattle into a room. Like these guys would be like standing together like cattle in a cattle pen. And these guys who I'm going to call the drill sergeants would be in there confiscating all their World of Warcraft shit, all their Dungeons and Dragons shit, and they'd put it in a big fucking bonfire and burn it. Then I'd have these pictures of just these beautiful women in the nude being fucked by these muscular hot bad boys. And have surround sound playing the sounds of women enjoying sex, you know, fuck me, baby, fuck me, baby. And I'd have neon lights flashing the words, it's all so adorable, but you can't have it. They would break these incels down. You know, just like the military, break down an incel, build up a PUA. You know, that's what we gotta do.
No.
But, so...
I believe there's 4 types of males in this world. Alphas, betas, gammas, and omegas.
Alpha males were mentioned. I wonder if Jordan was on this site. Surely not. I don't think Jordan could ever consider himself a love shy.
Now, omega males are the lowest kind of males there are. Omegas are what I would call genetic garbage.
You play the Omega, which is the little brother, basically.
No. Not little brother. Village idiot.
So that's what I aim for.
The
Is
Omega.
the guy everybody makes fun of as the Joker. The Joker of the group, if you will.
So, like, the Capri Sun is something that I don't get either. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess Capri Sun's good, I guess. But, like, these are, like, grown men drinking it. Like, that's kind of like a kid's drink. I don't... Like, why don't they just have, like, water or something, like... Fuck, get Celsius in there. I would honestly... I would rather them be drinking Celsius.
Can you explain omega?
Do you understand the Greek alphabet?
Yes.
Okay. Omega is the last. As I had explained to him, using the wolf pack analogy, alpha and beta are usually the 2 dominant wolves. And then in most wolf packs, there's an omega, which is usually the last to feed, the last to get mates, last for other stuff.
We all take our turns down at the bottom, so.
But you tend to stay there.
I have to learn to gain more confidence around you guys and to try to build myself.
Not just us, in general.
Yeah.
This is a life skill. Going back to the pack animal analogy, the mates will see that too.
It's always interesting to meet people in real life that you only know from the internet. You just want to see how it translates in real life.
Alright, and now we're about to see how much in love Urban White Trash and Advanced are. I mean, like, if these guys are worried about I guess I can go ahead and say it. My other advice to incels is, if they're so worried about, like, losing their virginity, I mean, like, You only need one other person to lose your virginity to. That's all I'm saying.
Something he will never ever need in his life.
I've already needed one.
Yeah,
Well,
back in
during
the Clinton administration.
Look, if I needed one 8 months ago, okay? I just didn't have one, and I was too lazy to go get one.
If you don't.
And also, I did have chances in college while Bush was president, but I just was too much of a wuss.
Well, that's the internet for you. Here we are, 5 friends who met from the internet, except for Kyle.
Stay focused. Stay focused.
Well, there are several do's and don'ts about getting laid at a nightclub.
Oh god, yeah. There's multiple people like Joran. The majority, well, really just the majority of my channel is like Joran. But no, there's a lot of men like that. There's some women like that too, because Jesse falls in this sort of incel shit too.
I'll list them out for you. Here are the do's. Be attractive. Be hot. Be good looking. Be muscular. Basically, I can tell you're an incel by looking at you. Pale. I think being pale is a big sign of it. Don't. These are the don'ts. Don't be unattractive. Don't be average looking. Don't have pale skin. Because that also gives off the creepy serial killer vibe, you know?
I don't know where you keep getting this.
Yep. Well, if you follow those rules, you're pretty much...
You know what's crazy to me? That he would say that, like, this is around the time whenever, like, the Twilight movies were coming out. And I'm pretty sure, like, a lot of women loved Edward. They loved Jacob, too, but... yeah, a lot of women were Team Edward, and that's kind of weird to say, like... I don't know.
much guaranteed a free lay every time you walk into the club. It's all in your control. Learn how to sleep and hit the weights. And wear clothes like Kyle. Listen to this music, guys.
What is this music?
It's just beautiful music.
I'm just gonna say it. Advance looks like fucking Michael Jackson. Like, right here. Straight up.
Fat chick. She's not fat.
She wasn't fat.
Jeez, no wonder. Maybe he's got like distorted vision.
What, my vision?
Yeah, you just see every chick as being fat.
Oh, okay.
This is Parmesan cheese, right?
Look what Kyle's wearing. He's got this polo on, it's fitting. He's got nice jeans on. He's got flat bottom sneakers with the Nike check. He's got this nice jacket here. Your clothes are just off with you.
Wow.
Now listen, I was mentioning the guy's clothes earlier, and I don't really think that the other people are wearing much nicer clothes. This was 2011, so I mean styles and stuff changed, and like I don't know a lot about men's clothing. But no, like I wouldn't want to be like I wouldn't feel safe around really any of these people.
When some guys are like, why can't I get girls? They'll be like, oh, it must be my looks. No, it must be my personality. Looks and personality are not mutually exclusive. In curing one, you cure the other.
Well, hello.
it's UWT here, and we're in the mall giving Michael a makeover because he's fucking ugly. But not anymore. Once we're done, we'll transform this dud into a stud. Peace out, niggas. Get a 33 pair of these. The kind of guy who would wear Converse sneakers. That's a Sarging tie, Sarging shirt. The flat bottom soles are in, right? Right, Scott?
Nah, this nigga needs to get some fresh J's. Fresh J's on this nigga.
What the hell are fresh J's?
Yeah, racism. That's, interesting.
Ken's shoes are very important. Get the fuck out of the way. And why are shoes important? Turn the camera around. Say it to the camera. Why are shoes important?
I don't know.
You know the answer. Just what's the answer? What's the first thing a woman notices? It certainly isn't personality, so.
It's not the first thing a woman notices.
It's shoes.
What's the
Just say
first
it's
thing?
shoes.
Just say what the first thing.
Who the fuck pays attention? Like, who the fuck pays attention to shoes? I'll be honest. I don't think I paid attention to like what type of shoes my fiance was wearing, like on our first date, until like after like our date was over and we got back to the hotel, and then he took them off. And I was like, oh, okay, that's the type of shoes he wears. I don't know men's shoes, so like I don't know, so I don't care. The only type of shoes I care about are women's shoes, specifically ones that I'm wearing. But like, who the fuck pays like? Actually, the first thing that anyone would notice about anyone would be like the teeth or like the eyes. Probably the teeth. Like if you have fucked up teeth, then that's just going to be the first thing that stands out. Although there was this one time I went to the movie theater. I noticed her shoes first, but the only reason why I noticed her shoes first is because she was wearing all red, all one shade, like pants red, red jacket, red shirt, red shoes, and then she had like a red purse as well. And then like her like and then like she had like a hat that was also red, but it was like all the same shade. And I'm like, what the fuck? But other than that, yeah.
Dude, you weren't supposed to wear all the items at once. Hey, excuse me. What do you think of this? I told him it looks terrible.
It's comfortable.
All right, get a picture.
It's not a bad idea, but I don't think what I need I'm going to get from these guys. I have a feeling we're going after a different kind of...
Look?
No. As I was saying, I have a feeling we are going after a different kind of female and what we're trying to attract.
What kind are you trying to go after? Someone who
Yeah, what
will
kind of
love
girls do you
you
like?
for
You
you.
never answered that.
Do you think looks matter? I think personality probably matters more.
My looks are the only reason I am incel.
I feel like for the most part, being sort of shy and introverted is not attractive.
I think looks is 95% face.
I feel it's better to be socially able.
I feel like Michael is so close to understanding it. The only reason why I mentioned his like what he was wearing was because like I think he can wear like something nicer. But like I don't know. Like I said, just work on yourself. Like it's not that hard, but you also do need to be like less introverted. Not because it's unattractive, but it's just like it feels like um Aw. Sorry, my fiance just sent me a very cute picture. Um, because obviously, well, honestly, if you're introverted, then you won't talk to people, but also, like, it'll feel like you won't want to go do stuff. Like, it's hard. And plus, like, there is, like I mentioned before, like, there is, like, the sort of societal thing of, like, and I think we still sort of live in that, but we are kind of going past, like, gender roles in dating, at least. Um, where, like, the woman, or sorry, the guy has to, like, start it up. I feel like we're getting past that for the most part. Um, but there it does still exist. Like, at least me personally, like, I don't, like, when I was single, obviously. Um, there were guys that I liked, but I never asked out any guys because, like, I didn't really know if they liked me back because that's kind of the guy's job to convey. So, yeah.
A chin that's balanced, facial thirds that are balanced.
I feel like my life is kind of like a mess. I'm like, I think that, why, if I was a woman, would I want to date me, someone like that? I'm like, no.
I'm tall and slender and girls like that, but, face is 95% of everything. If you don't have a good face, you're done.
Why do you think Advance is so obsessed with his face?
Maybe because his face is something that he can't really change.
But he can and will change it.
Well, with plastic surgery. Yeah, but that's like one of those things that it's like making a film. I want to be a filmmaker, but making a film is such a hassle that I can always come up with an excuse.
I'm sorry, I just love this fucking frame. It's so funny to me. And, like, to be fair, like, Advance is, like, such a piece of shit, but, like, it's not his appearance the reason why he's such an ugly person. Like, he's not that ugly. Or I mean, like, he's not that bad looking of a guy, even. It's just, like, his attitude. And also, he needs to do something. He needs to cut his hair. He cannot take care of his hair.
Not to do it. Yeah, I made a couple films too, but
I already got a rhinoplasty, so I have a Photoshop picture where I shortened my face, I made my canthal tilt positive. I'd like to have my Neanderthal brow grinded down. I'd like a canthoplasty, which is when they lift the corners of the eyes. I might decide to get a revision rhinoplasty.
He wants FFS. Like, that. First of all, that's creepy. But, like, to me, this looks more like a girl. And as I said, like, do something with your hair, dude.
I'm gonna wear the shirt that Ed doesn't like, just to piss him off. After I get cosmetic surgery, I'm gonna wear this shirt when I approach women, and I'm gonna get their number right in front of your face.
Well, how are you gonna afford cosmetic surgery?
Hopefully I'll get a job someday.
Yeah, but you'll be old and ugly by then.
And then I'll need a facelift. I know more about fat chicks than probably anyone on the planet. Like, I could write a book on them. I look at ugly fat chicks and I see how easily they get men, and, sometimes that makes me angry.
Do you ever resent women?
Sometimes I do because of how easy they have it and how hard we have it in comparison.
What makes you an expert on women having never touched a girl, kissed a girl, or had sex with a girl, or been in a relationship with a girl?
You don't need experience to know about something. Sometimes when I'm in social circles, there are girls around and I observe them. And that's what I...
That just sounds like a Karen to me. Like, who would say, like, her food is bad, but then it's like, well, if your food's bad, then, like, how do you know? Like, you've never even cooked before.
A lot of what I base my theories on.
Sex, I don't think most women like sex. I think it's something that they do just, I don't know, just because. I mean, like the guy wants it, I guess. I don't know. I mean, women don't have a high sex drive.
I don't know. I think you have somewhat feminist views, but I mean, that's it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I agree that women are people.
No, see? That's bullshit. And if you don't realize that, then you've been brainwashed.
Do you think that women ever have trouble finding love?
Nope.
What about sex?
That's even easier. That's like shooting a dead fish in a...
Women don't like sex. I feel like that's the dumbest thing I've heard since, like, Jesse said that men don't have hormones. Like, these people need to meet Jesse. Although then again, Jesse's a virgin, so, like, these YouTube people are killing me. Oh my god. I need to stay away from weirdos on the internet.
barrel. When you have a machine gun, infinite ammo.
If a woman wanted to get sex, she could go to a grocery store and ask any of the male cashiers, and I'm sure they all would, even the married ones, even the Catholic married ones.
I would do anything just for a 300-pound ugly white girl. I would fight in the front lines, the bloodiest battle.
I don't think I picked up how racist Advanced was last time. He clarified white girl. That reminds me of Christian. I don't know. It is Stone Day. But it does make me wonder, like, because they're kind of like unfiltered right now. But I would imagine like they're probably not that much better. Like, just like if one of these guys like approached you in public, like I don't imagine that they would be that much better.
The world has ever seen, and come back with no limbs, if it meant that that would guarantee me an ugly fat chick for life.
Women are women. Men are men. You're still humans. They're not some special, they're not some thing to be placed on a pedestal. And I'll tell you one thing, women think the same thing about men sometimes. If you can put yourself in the female perspective, you'll realize that they, at occasion, are just as nervous about finding a mate as you are.
Actually, my problem has been I've only been around people who felt like that. Like, most of the friends that I was close to were either married or had no social, were not in any dating scenario.
Yeah,
like
but I didn't get born married.
Right, but I wasn't around people when they were...
Yeah, I got born married to her. That was just really weird.
You must explain the cake.
No, we don't have to talk about the cake.
You need to talk about the cake. Come on.
What's the cake?
It was a vagina cake.
It was in fact a vagina cake.
And they specifically saved the special portion for me.
Uh-huh.
And I tried eating this thing, and it was like, oh yeah, it's not gonna be a problem. I'm gonna lick it and everything. It'll be hilarious. And then I go and I just got red in the face and choked. I couldn't do it. I'm just... I got...
Incels like soft porn because they've never seen a vagina. The most of them I've ever seen is like a girl in a bikini. So they're gonna end up jerking off to that because that's what they've seen in real life. Because a vagina and titties, because they've never seen those IRL, is kind of scary to them.
I think there's some projection going on here. You're the one who's afraid of vaginas. Oh wait, you're the one. That just reminded me of the thread. I'm terrified of female genitals. I totally forgot about that.
I just don't like looking at them.
Guys just want to fuck them. They don't want to like look at them. They're like they look like
They don't look
meat sockets.
Bumping ugly.
They're
You know what? This is just like I was gonna mention these guys, but like this is just like straight guys in general. Like, are men actually straight? Because this is like a common occurrence that I see online, where like men are like talking about like women who have like a little bit of a belly or whatever else, and it's like, are you sure you like women? It's fine if you're not straight, like, but I don't know, like what? It's a weird double standard.
not beautiful. They're not.
Do you like the way
horrible.
dicks look, Sarah?
Yeah, they're fine.
They're fine.
Let us look at pictures of. Oh God, I can't even look at it. I'm serious. Like I
me
Google
see. Let me see.
vaginas and I get this fucking picture. I can't even fucking look at it. I don't like looking at them. They're too low.
Most guys probably don't. It's
They're
just-
too low?
it's-
Yes.
What do you mean they're too low?
I wish they were parallel with my dick. Sugar magnolia blossoms bloom and heads all empty and I don't care.
Wait, so
Saw
why-
my baby down.
Why did you
Yeah.
think you were incel before and love shy now?
Because I used to be incel and now I'm love shy.
But when was like the turning point?
When I got muscles and better clothes.
Do you think you'd be able to hide that you're a virgin when you lose it?
You mean if? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think I can hide it well. No, actually, I don't know if I can. So Lori starts complaining to me, and she doesn't know I'm a virgin. She's like, I can't believe I had to take his virginity away. I mean, I'm all cool with guys being virgins if it's because of their religious beliefs, but if a guy just can't find someone to have sex with him, that's pretty pathetic. And I mean, that's just the truth of how they feel about it, you know?
So do you feel as though you're a good lover?
I'm sure I could be if I had the chance.
I know what goes on. I mean, the penis enters the vagina, thrust, question mark, profit.
Yo ho, let the winds blow, just hear the ocean roar. We're
It's so interesting hearing virgins like explain sex. Because like once you actually do it, it's not like the same as what you think.
sailing to a better land to be and sell no more. Ahoy, we sail the seas. I'll yell out land ho soon, and we'll dock on the shores and unzip our drawers and get some hijabi poon.
The perfect life. I'm trying to think of what I want to say about that because I don't know if I should get into my fantasies.
Cut back for his face looked like a whole.
I'd like to be like a very androgynous Korean guy who has like a stalker girlfriend. You're not putting that in there. You're not, right?
There was urban white trash who wanted muscles and cash and made.
Oh dear lord, it's all in London, everyone.
Jokes about his poos.
Yeah, Vegeta. It was Vegeta, right? I'm somebody else from the forum. Can you guess who? Let's play a game, Vegeta 2.
The reason I'm outgoing now is just because you guys already know the worst shit about me that you could possibly find out.
Alright, so this is a bit of a detour. I just got a little, like, news notification about Drake Bell, and people have been talking about Drake Bell lately. I guess he was supposedly in, like, the new documentary, he said that he was SA'd as a kid, and a lot of people have been saying that's sad and stuff. But I feel like a lot of people are forgetting that, like, just like a few years ago, Drake was being charged with, like, doing the exact fucking same thing. It's like Drake Bell's not, like, I don't know, he's not like a victim. Like, let me phrase it like this. Like, if Lorne or, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of, like, one of, like, the worst, someone that's worse than, like if fucking Hamburger came up and was like, yeah, when I was 5, like, I was raped or whatever. I don't know, like, that would be sad, but, like, at the same time, like, that doesn't change what the fuck you did. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can think it's sad, but, like, that doesn't make Drake, like, a good person.
Out and use against me. I'm shy around people I'm trying to impress because, you know, for me, it's just a big game, you know.
Just a little nervous about this documentary. I got the 2:30 feeling.
What are you nervous will happen in the documentary?
You're gonna put it on the news and
9 o'clock news.
Investigative reporter
Can't get girls.
uncovering dens of misogyny. She infiltrated their ranks, exposed one of their most outspoken members under the handle of urban white trash.
They say in that Hallelujah song, the one that's like, I heard there was a secret. Yeah, I figured you'd be a fan of that song.
I'm not a fan.
No, you're not a fan? Oh, okay. Well, there's a line that goes, maybe there's a God above, but all I ever learned from love was how to shoot at someone who outdrew you. I don't even know what that means.
I recognize that. I know
That's kind of how I feel about everything.
I don't think I'll ever run into a duplicate. I'll never run into somebody, oh, you remind me of Advanced, or you remind me of, you know, urban white trash. They're unique, for better or worse, which is not, I don't...
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And I haven't seen the documentary, so, like, I don't really have much of a reference towards it. But all I'm saying is, don't forget what Drake did. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think it's that common. I think most people, I don't know, maybe like people are just like too afraid to be like so crazy the way these two are. They're unafraid to be crazy.
So, that's my sad little life. What do you guys think?
I just want to be like in with one person and I'd be totally happy as long as it was like a good relationship, and the rest of it just wouldn't matter.
Okay, that was rude as fuck. Like, he saw that they were taking a picture together, and then he walked her the steps. And then you see, like, the little flash of the camera. That was rude.
I get overwhelmed and I think I should just quit, and I don't do anything because I'm like, well, what's the point? So I just figure, why even try? What's the motivation? I was thinking I should have jumped off while you were doing the pan, and I
see it as like, you know, abstract art. That's what art is all about. It's like the ultimate art project, is to kill yourself by jumping onto a pavement and splattering yourself, I think. Aren't I cheery?
I will say, at least they sort of in this documentary are on sort of a happy note. Michael gets to go out on a date with like his, well, I guess it's not a date, but like it's a visit, sort of like a catch up thing. With like the only girl he had sex with. So I think this part makes it a little bit hopeful for him. And as I said, like I hope he got out of it, but you know what? He might be worse now. It's hard to say. But like I said, this is like what, 13 years ago? Jesus Christ. 13 years ago at this point.
Yeah, basically I just hung around her for a really, really long time until she did something.
I kissed Mike, and he sat there and didn't do anything, so I ran away, and I felt so rejected because I thought you didn't like me or something, and I felt like I made a total ass of myself.
You kissed me for like 15 minutes. I think if I didn't like you, I would have ran off before
I don't remember
the
it being
15 minutes. It was pretty long.
So what do you think about Mike running a website?
Mike what?
Running a website.
You're running a website?
I don't really run it.
Wait, is this the group that you were telling me about?
Yeah, that's where I met her from, where she
I didn't
posted
know
her
you
message.
ran
Yeah, I haven't always ran
that.
it.
Go, Mike.
She keeps prodding me to tell you what the website is like about. The real reason we have the website is because we're all perpetually single. And frustrated
Girlfriends in
about
college, though.
it. Almost.
Well, then you had almost girlfriends in college.
Yeah.
Really? Why didn't you want to tell me that it was like just single boys?
What? I think as I get older, I get more depressed.
I will say, unless she's getting paid for this, she's a lot nicer than me because I would have fucking not done this. Unless, like I said, they were paying me. I don't necessarily mean going out on a date with like one of my exes. What I mean is, well, I probably wouldn't do that either. But what I mean is, sorry, what I mean is, like being in this documentary. Like I wouldn't want to be in it. I think I'm good.
Because I feel like I have less time. And I don't know, I kind of like being this way. I feel get annoyed that I feel like to have like a normal life, I have to like alter. But then what's the alternative? Keep going on the way you are, which doesn't work.
I think when you look at the bigger picture, though, I think you have it pretty good. I mean, compared to a lot of other people in this world, you have a really good life.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe it's not what you think it should be, but you do. You have a good life.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
That's a scary question. I don't know. I've either figured out everything or I haven't, which would be bad if it's the latter.
I don't know how old. I guess I don't know the ages of these people, but like, um, I don't know. Like, if he's like in his 20s, then like, I don't know, that would only be like 30 some. Like, you're not gonna have everything figured out, dude. Unless he just means like with like the incel shit. Like, I feel like he's someone who like fell down it. Like, I feel like there's two types. Like, there's people who just they're just always gonna believe that, like the advanced, like most of the people. And I feel like he's like someone who just kind of fell down it.
I mean, I don't think about it because I just assume I'm gonna figure it out. Otherwise, I'd probably have a mental breakdown now. I want it to be as if I never existed. I wish I could do that. I wish I could make my life so that never happened.
And what if you miss out on meeting your dream girl?
So what? You never existed. Why would you care? And even if you do meet her, something bad could happen. She could die, or she could just dump you. So it's like, even if it does happen, it's not like, you know, it's not like your problems are solved.
Imagine how like more awful like the sequel would be, like if this came out now, because like I feel like they were pretty bad, but like incels like post ER, um, they're a lot worse. And honestly, I'm surprised that like, well, I guess it was just like a select few people, but I'm honestly surprised that like Christian wasn't even mentioned in this. As that's like the first person that I think of whenever I think of an incel. But there's a few others. One that's getting traction now is Wrestling Otaku, who I might actually like. He has like 4 or 5 videos like on women, and then he says like they're trolling, but like it's so obvious that it's not. I mean, like he might be playing it up, but it's obvious that he's not. Um, so honestly, he is someone who I'm kind of interested in possibly streaming about in the future if you guys are interested. But I think for now, that's gonna do it for this stream. I've been streaming for, let's see, how long? Let me see. Yeah, I've been streaming for about an hour. I think I'm good. Let me find a song to play us out with though. I think I think we need to hear from the man himself. I think if we're gonna do an incel stream, there's only one person who can end this. I didn't even spell his name right, but you know what? It came up right. It came up anyway. Let me find a good one. It has to be something about love. Well, honestly, I think if we're talking about like incel, I think like this is probably like the most incel song he has. So, yeah. With that said, thanks everyone for coming. Not on my not on my face, but thanks everyone, thanks everyone for coming out and watching the stream. Next time will probably be Kennedy or Joran or something. I don't know. I might have like a more regular streaming schedule coming up. On Saturdays, like the same time I did my last stream. So we'll see. I just have to come up with stuff to stream. So if there's anything you guys want me to stream, let me know. And then I'll consider it if it kind of fits. If it's something on YouTube, it should be fine though. But it's not always the case. I also would like to stream some maybe some TCAP people as well. There's a few that I want to look into. Maybe revisit some as well. With that said though, I'll see you guys next time. Bye forever.
It's made of sunlight. You smile and my heart will skip a beat. I'd fall in love with you if you weren't such a creep. You're so beautiful and nothing else at all. You're so beautiful and that's all, nothing else. You're so selfish, you never give. You're proof a person doesn't need a heart to live. When I first saw you, my soul caught on fire. But now here's a stake in your heart, you vampire. My karma plunges when hanging round with you. Better behaved beings can be found in the zoo. You're so beautiful and nothing else at all. You're so beautiful. Hope you trip and you fall. You're just as dumb as a stone. You're a lovely lady, lazy lump. That smile on your face really scares the kids. You get so mad when they call you no witch. I may be a witch, but I'm not old. You snot-nosed kids go to hell. No redeeming qualities, just pettiness and violence. When you die, baby, I'll donate your brain to science. Ladies and gentlemen, I brought you here today, the greatest scientific minds of our time. Brought you to make sure that the human race will never have to deal with such a horrible bitch again. But she's so beautiful and nothing else at all. So beautiful. Go to Niagara and fall. Beautiful. You're so hot. You're so hot. But a good person, you are not. Nuh-uh. So least got a couple. Not sweet, not smart, cheap as fuck, rude to the elderly. I wouldn't even fuck you with another guy's dick.